Hey there, Viperian here and welcome back to another video. Previously, I've made a Crash Team Racing video featuring all shortcuts, and it had quickly became one of my most popular video on my channel so far. I've received a lot of great feedback on that video from you guys, so I'm really glad that you enjoyed it as much as I did making and editing the video. However, since Crash Team Racing has been out for quite some time now, there are some really great newer shortcuts that weren't covered in that video. Plus, I've never mentioned which shortcuts are the best in the game so far, and never really mentioned which shortcut must be taken no matter what. So in this video, here are my top 5 best Crash Team Racing shortcut in the game. Now I've taken a look at every shortcut in the game so far, and these 5 stands out the most mainly because of how much more advantage it gives you over those that doesn't take the shortcut. Some of these shortcuts are also difficult to do, but that's good news for you because not everyone is able to take the shortcut. Oh, and I've also included one shortcut that I forgot to mention in my previous video, and it's a powerful one, so remember to keep watching till the end so you don't miss anything. So if you're part of the 71% that watches my videos but haven't subscribed yet, do consider clicking on the subscribe button if you enjoyed the content that I put out on my channel. I'll be posting much more videos like this and pro tips and tricks in the future, especially with the upcoming Grand Prix, so do look out for that. Now without further ado, let's start off with the best shortcut in the game, number 5. Now at the number 5 spot, we have this Silver Speedway shortcut. Now I do want to show some honorable mentions, which are the shortcuts at PAPU'S Pyramid and ELECTRON Avenue. I was actually debating between myself to pick either of these 3. In the end, I've decided to go ahead with Silver Speedway to be at the number 5 spot because I've realized that this shortcut is actually harder for most people to pull off because of the strict timing it has. Compared to the shortcut at ELECTRON Avenue and PAPU'S Pyramid, if you know how to do air braking, it's actually pretty easy. Also, this shortcut is pretty hard to spot for newer players, so if you know about this shortcut, you will have the advantage against most players. Now, some might argue that this shortcut is not that difficult. I understand, but you have to understand as well that not everyone plays the previous Crash Team Racing that's released in 1999. I've known some people that says that this shortcut is one of the hardest ones to take, mainly because of the timing. And even after the patch that supposedly fixed this shortcut, people are still having trouble to time their jumps correctly, so because of the strict timing and inconsistency of the shortcut, this deserves the number 5 spot on my list. And at number 4, we have the out of time shortcuts. For number 4, I will feature 2 shortcuts in this map that is important to take no matter what. If you are a god at this map, you know which shortcuts I'm talking about. One of it is at the fence near after the starting line, and the other is directly after you exit the clock tower. Now why is this so powerful? Not only are they hard to take without proper timing, but speed factors in as well. In order to be consistent with these 2 shortcuts, you will have to master the basics of drift boosting and reserves to even attempt it. So if you are new and know how to drift boost, taking this shortcut will be a much faster way to get across the map. Just take a look at the differences in distance if you don't take the shortcut. Also, since not everyone is able to do this shortcut, you can take this opportunity to use it to get ahead of your opponents much faster. And for my number 3 pick is Blizzard Bluff, and namely the infamous fence shortcut. This one needs no introductory as it is probably the hardest shortcut to pull off in my book. Not only is the timing extremely difficult, but if you're able to take this shortcut, you can pretty much take any shortcut in the game. I've seen players do some amazing things with this, so if you can, take some time to practice on this shortcut. You won't be able to get it within the first few tries, but trust me, it will be worth it in the end. Oh, and it's also good to mention this shortcut as well, because if the fence shortcut didn't exist, this would probably be my number 3. Why? Because you can only pass it with Sacred Fire, and not everyone knows how to do that as well. And at number 2, we have Polar Pass. This one would probably be number 1 for most people, but I personally feel that the next shortcut in this list deserves the number 1 spot, and you'll see why in a moment. Coming back to Polar Pass, this is the specific shortcut that I'm talking about. See that? Not only is the timing key, but you will require blue fire to even get this shortcut done. This is the shortcut that wasn't mentioned in my previous shortcut video, and seeing how powerful this is, it is a no-brainer to include this on my number 2 list. So you can imagine the amount of time you can save just by doing this shortcut alone. The only downside is that you will need to have the skill to maintain blue fire on this track. So if you need help on that, I've already made a video about it. Just click at the top right section of the video and watch it after this. So let's say that you don't have blue fire maintained, but you still want to take the shortcut. No worries, as there is an easier version but a slower way to take the shortcut as showcased here. Taking this route doesn't need blue fire, but the timing is still really important here. This is one of the most popular shortcuts in the game, but many people still fail at it. So practice this and the blue fire version and you will be unstoppable on Polar Pass. Now let me explain why this Hyper Spaceway shortcut is the number 1 spot. Firstly, take a look at this clip here. Now take a look at the shortcut. Notice that this shortcut is actually much easier than the normal route. Not only that, it is much more faster than it too. Combine that it is quite difficult to spot because you just came out from the portal, this shortcut is the best so far in my opinion. The plus side is that you can take this shortcut without blue fire as well, but it is recommended that you have blue fire as you will be much faster after the huge jump at the end. Now that you've discovered the best shortcuts in the game, it is now your time to take action and use these shortcuts. If you are having trouble with air braking, blue fire, drifting and more, I've made a playlist of guides, tips and tricks to help you get started, so be sure to check them out as I'll be sure you learn something new from there. So which shortcuts are your favorite? Do you agree with my top 5 or do you disagree? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you haven't already, remember to click subscribe as I'll be making much more content just like this one. As always, this is the Viperian signing out and I'll see you in the next video.